What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Great Lakes Outdoors podcast here. This week's going to be a little bit of a special podcast. This is going to be kind of a collab through... Here it is, dude. I found it. Very fortunate enough to be able to meet some new friends and old friends that showed up to the festival. I know the festival, for most people, I should say, was getting ran down for a while. And we've been working real hard. Not only us, Point Moullie, their whole staff, Gibraltar Duck Hunters Association, Chris Nemi, big shout out to him on trying to build this thing back up for years to come. I mean, a lot of new faces this year, a lot of old faces, which is good. And I just wanted to jump on and kind of explain this podcast. And we had multiple people coming on and talk about how long they've been coming to the show, what they want to change about the show, what they like about the show, just explain their kind of booth setup wise. It was nice to see Point Moullie thrive again. I think there was over 5,000 vendors, which you'll hear that about 10 times on this next podcast here, or on this podcast. But what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Great Lakes Outdoors podcast. Today I'm rolling solo dolo. Fonzie's on a work trip. He's been gone for a few days here. Had a really busy weekend. We just got done with Point Moullie. Got a meeting tonight, actually, with Gibraltar Duck Hunters Association, but kind of just wanted to jump on and kind of let everybody know about this upcoming podcast here, the one that you're actually about to be listening to. We ran a booth at Point Moullie this year and got multiple vendors, old friends, new friends to jump on with us and kind of tell us about what they thought about the festival and, what they thought could possibly, the Point Moullie Waterfowl Festival could change and do better for the following year. So it was really cool to see, old friends and people that this was the first year at the festival and kind of see what our area is like. And even the new friends that we met along the way this weekend. It was a good time. I think there was over 5,000 people through the first day, which is awesome. It's a big step from what it was a couple years ago, actually. And I also wanted to thank everybody that helped us out at our booth. We were right next to, we were helping run GK's booth with Glenn all weekend. So I just wanted to say, thank you to everybody that was behind the booth helping out, because we wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. The hecticness of everything there with people, calling you from every which direction and try to do podcasts and sell our merchandise and sell calls at the same time. It gets crazy. So I definitely want to thank everybody that was a part of helping us out, because like I said, we wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. And I also want to thank everybody that came out this weekend. Whether you were just somebody walking down the aisleway, buying a bunch of stuff or not buying stuff, or just there for one specific reason, whatever your reason was for being there, I personally want to thank you, and I'm just very appreciative over you being there. I want to thank Point Moullie. I want to thank Gibraltar Duck Hunters Association. Big shout out to Chris Nemi for the social media and getting all these vendors to come and Rick Novak, Tim Grant with Gibraltar, Bob Whitwam, Dick Whitwam. I'm missing a bunch of people and I know it, but I just want to thank you guys for what you do. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be having this festival every single year. It definitely a small town waterfowl festival. It's pretty darn good in my opinion, and the sky's the limit. We're already talking about what we can improve on this upcoming year, what needs to be changed, and it takes everybody, even the people that are just listening to this podcast, to voice your opinion so we can make it a festival that you want to come to, a destination stop for everybody. And I hope, even in the future, if you weren't able to make it down this year, you'll be able to make it down in years to come, or the future festivals. Talk to some vendors, sit down for 10-15 minute little podcast to just see how long they've been coming for, or what they thought about this year compared to previous years. And like I said, even just getting to know like some of the new guys, the Rain Guided Outdoors guys, Riley and Brendan. I don't know why I could remember their name now, because I couldn't remember their name all weekend, even though we hung out with them all weekend. But they were a good time, and hell, I felt like I knew them for a while now. Brandon from Greenwing Custom Calls, just everybody that took part of the podcast this week, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I just popped on and wanted to have everybody understand that, it gets kind of difficult popping like company to company to company and making it all kind of flow together. But yeah, this is going to be a little montage of a couple companies throughout the first and second day, and all the noise in the background. I'm sorry, but we want to try to make it as real as possible. With the gators driving by, or the people talking, or the kids playing cornhole at our booth, or throwing the cornhole bags at their parents, or whatever it may have been. I want to thank Brian Ellithorpe. He came through and took pictures the last day. All that kind of stuff. Just, again, anybody that showed up and took part of the festival, it's you guys that keeps us wanting to do more and more and improve every single year, and not let what we have in our own backyard go to waste. And I do want to say too that we need more people to take part in giving back. Everybody wants to use the resources and hunt here, but they don't realize what goes on behind the scenes. The setup, the takedown, which Bob and Tim, I apologize. But everybody wants to, and here's the thing too, where you can't complain about the festival being bad or not good, or however you want to explain it or word it, if you're not taking part of your local, see, this is what I need Alex here. Your local, like, just companies and small town businesses where they're doing all this stuff on their free time. You can't complain if you're not doing the work yourself or trying to volunteer your time. Again, I want to thank everybody this weekend. Gibraltar Duck Hunters, Point Moullie, everybody was behind our booth, everybody that was able to take 10 minutes away from their booth and jump on and talk to us. And hopefully you guys enjoy. Hopefully you guys like it. And if you didn't come this year, hopefully next year you come. But tell us what you think. Shoot us a comment. Shoot us a text, Snapchat, whatever you guys want to do. Tell us who you guys want on next. Because we're trying to improve this thing for you guys as well. For you guys to learn the waterfowl, the fishing, the deer hunting. We're kind of talking about the upland bird hunting. Maybe even like fall walleye run. Who knows? But anything that you guys can think of, just get a hold of us, and we'll try our best to get something on. But I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. Like I said, we got, half a dozen to a dozen vendors on. It's kind of a hectic weekend. I wish I could touch every single vendor and get them on. But I want to thank, again, even just the friends that we met this weekend. So hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you soon. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Great Lakes Outdoors podcast. We're sitting here at Point Moullie today, first day here. Alex, this is your first time back in a while.
Yeah, this is my first time here in 2 years.
Yeah, it's been pretty creative. What's your thought process on it all?
Man, there are so many vendors here today. So much more vendors, I should say, than the past years that I've been here. This is the most vibrant that I think I've seen this place.
It's nice to see everything starting to slowly build back up.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But we're going to go through a couple guests here that some of the guys that have booths here and don't have booths here. And our first guest today is Zach George. Welcome back, man.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Zach's a charter captain with Fish and Fowl.
Fish and Fowl Adventures.
Adventure. I always forget the adventures part every single time. But you used to booth here all the time, right?
Yep.
But then now you're a decoy addict and just buy decoys from everybody.
Apparently, I just stack up decoys every time.
And we're the staging ground right here.
You are.
Because that's 2 years in a row now.
I know.
But
Thank you for that.
not a problem at all, man. It's nice seeing you. It's funny because even our buddy Brian Ellithorpe, like we were just talking about you, and I'll take back half the bad things I said about you and stuff. But no, it's always a good time seeing you. Yeah. We went 4 or 5 years without seeing you, and then now all of a sudden I'm glad to start seeing you.
COVID, man, COVID. It's hard.
Yeah, let's say that.
Years to get places.
Let's say that. But you're at the festival. What do you think this year compared to previous years, man?
So I love it. I went hunting this morning with my buddy CJ here, and so I was not here right at open, which normally I would be.
Right.
And I started getting text messages from buddies saying how many vendors were here and how awesome it was to see. You know, because I'm 39, about to be 40, and in my lifetime we've seen this show shrink. So to see it flip. Right. And to see us now, there's a lot more vendors here. I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but this looks like it's twice as big as it was last year, so that's awesome.
It's nice to see it kind of go back to where, it almost seems like we hit rock bottom here at some point.
Yeah.
And it's nice to kind of see things start building back up and new vendors, new faces coming around and people actually showing up and giving back to even just the community in itself.
I love it.
I think it was, I'd say, 4 years ago? Was there 20 vendors here maybe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we're pretty much completely full this year.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So, it's nice. How'd you do this morning?
We shot 1 blue wing and 2 geese. I tell you what, we could have had 12 we can't shoot 12 wood ducks, but if it was wood duck season, oh, buddy.
They're buzzing you?
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least shooting at them, right?
Yeah, well,
that's shooting at them.
Well, we didn't do a lot of missing today. We only had two different times we pulled the trigger, and
that's good, though.
We knocked down what we aimed to knock down. So
now, you do a diver duck guided hunt out on Erie in Ohio. If you guys haven't listened to the podcast with Zach and I think it was about, 2 months ago maybe?
Yeah.
Is it that long ago?
Yeah, right in there. Some point this summer.
Go back and listen to that. How's the dates for you? You guys filling up pretty good this year?
Yeah, I got a couple openings. I think I had one weekend just open up, but I got some weekday stuff. But usually, it's funky. It's a lot of repeat, businesses that are repeat customers from year after year.
It's good, though.
I don't advertise a lot just because of that. Those guys get their same dates. And once season starts, usually you'll get a couple people last minute trying to find a hunt, So any of my little gaps, I'll fill in with that.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. That's, for the future-wise, you think you'd ever get a booth back here?
So, I don't know. I talked to a few of my buddies that have booths here today, and I really enjoy what I've done the last 3 years since I haven't had a booth. I love coming here and being able to walk around and see guys like you that I get to see a couple times a year.
Right.
Some of these people I only get to see once, a year, and it's at this booth. So, I don't know. Maybe in the future, but man, I have had a blast walking around today.
It's tough.
That's good. It's good though. I love hearing that.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean? Sure. This is what I remember as a kid coming with my grandfather. This many vendors, a lot of people, and it just I
the
love
atmosphere.
It. Yeah,
the hunting atmosphere that comes here, and it's nice to see more of even just the 8-point down the aisle from us here. They got the deer blinds out there this year. Yep. We got Firebolt here that will be on here shortly with their turkey calls over there. So it's kind of nice to even see different sides of like just the hunting world and bringing everybody.
Yeah, it's not
kind
just
together.
waterfowl stuff here. I mean, there's outdoor things. I mean, there's dog treats. There's a guy selling local honey. Like, it's primarily waterfowl.
Right.
But there's a good mix. I would say for your entire family.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah. It's a good consumer mix.
Yep. Absolutely.
Especially with the kids. I mean, they have a lot of kids' activities here.
Yeah, a ton.
With me not being here early this morning, I know, but years in the past, there's always a bunch of stuff that Gibraltar Duck Hunters Association does with kids in the mornings on Saturday, and I didn't really look at the full list today, but I'm sure there was a bunch of stuff over there too.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to see, man. Like I said, or we talked about, just everything coming back and bringing life back into something that a lot of people thought was going to just dwindle out almost, you know. And all the background noises with this podcast or this part of the episode or parts to come. Sorry about the background, but
yeah, it's just the realistic truth about where we're at, man.
We're live at the show.
Yeah,
I got my dog Boone attached to my chair here, and I just had another dog come over and say hi to him. So I
think that's old Dixie.
That is old Dixie.
Yep.
That's so. Last question I'll ask you here: if there was one thing at this festival that you would change or hope to see in the future, what would it be? It's a loaded question.
I know, right?
I think we're taking the right steps to get this thing really, like the ball moving again.
I think so. Here would be my ask. Every vendor that's here this year, make sure you come back next year.
Yeah.
And invite a friend to come back. I think that seeing a show have a higher volume of vendors this year doesn't necessarily mean that more people are going to be here walking around this year. But if vendors continue to come, the crowd is going to continue to build, right? So it just takes momentum. And if you can have a couple more years where the vendor amount stays the same as this year or gets even larger, the crowds are going to then follow.
100%.
If we build it, they will come type of thing.
Yeah.
Feel the dreams,
so that would
baby.
be my ask, is vendors keep staying.
That's what's nice, too, even with me and Alex kind of, you know, and I'm not saying that we're the core to it all. We've helped out wherever we could. But to be like the I don't even want to say foundation because that doesn't sound good, but to be in like the rebuilding stage and just have
to have a key part in it, I would say.
Yeah, it's just such a gratifying, like, I think it's the right word, gratifying.
Yeah, it definitely is gratifying.
I'm bad with English.
We both grew up here. We're both born and raised here. We both grew up coming to the festival, hunting these waters, and it's just to see it rebuild and us having some sort of a part in that, I think it's super special to me, at least. I mean, I just got off stage teaching the youth how to blow a duck call. I was one of those kids that sat there and watched, you know, whoever it was, but it's just super. It's special, you know. It hits you at home.
Well, thank you guys, for helping these guys out.
Always, of course,
bringing the show back.
And I don't want to take away from the guys.
Yeah, they do so much
day in and day out, and getting this thing set up. I know they spent all day yesterday, and I want to say even the day before.
Thursday they're out here.
So they put a lot of time and effort in there too. But yeah, for years to come, I just hope that they. There's old Dale just won the shooting.
He's got his Milwaukee weed whip and his blower.
Oh yeah, that guy's a good shot. He's winning stuff.
That guy knows how to blow all right.
Yeah, he does.
No, but I appreciate you guys jumping on. If anybody's out there listening, needing a diver hunt to get out on the water, where can they reach you at?
Again, Zach George with Fish and Fowl Adventures. I specialize in layout boat hunting, diver ducks in the Ohio waters and Lake Erie. You can find me on Facebook, Fish and Fowl Adventures. You can find me on Instagram, website, fishandfowladventures.com. Call me. I love talking ducks. I think every time you and I have talked, we talk
it goes on and
4 times more off air than we do on these podcasts.
Yeah, 100%.
That's how it goes, man. I just love this stuff.
It's nice. I mean, you start getting involved with a lot of these companies and outfitters and just talking to people that actually have the same passion. You know what I mean? And it's hard to come by, it seems like, nowadays. But once you do find that core group that has that passion, it's just so easy.
Man, it flows. It's like good chemistry. It just flows.
There is nothing better in life than finding like-minded people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it doesn't even matter what niche you have.
Right.
But just to find people that you have things in common with. And anybody that does outdoor activities, we're just so passionate about it. So, I love it.
I love it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course,
Zach. Until, we'll be having some more here shortly. I don't know why I said until next time. But, hang on for a bit, and we'll have somebody else on shortly. Appreciate it, Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
See ya.
We're back. We're here with Bob Whitlam, the man, the myth, the legend.
The man, the myth, the legend, man. He's a Hall of Famer, baby.
The man that walks with a limp around these parts.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
He got the pimp limp.
Hey, knee surgery will make you walk a lot of different ways.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take your word for it, because I do not want to be walking like that, man.
No, I don't want anybody to go through it, but it's a necessary thing I had to go through.
You've been doing this show since you were born, right? You've been here
Since I was a little kid coming here. We used to sell shotgun shells, me and my brother. Collected when they used to actually shoot at Point Moullie.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We'd sell skeet, shotgun shells.
Yeah.
AAA shells were like the premium. You
Really?
had them, you'd sell right out.
It's
That's wild.
this year. What do you think of the show? It's the first day here.
I think it's awesome.
I think it's a good turnout.
I
man,
mean,
We were almost completely sold out of this large parking lot.
which is crazy.
And we've got our art tent, our decoy tent. It's sold out.
I mean, looking back, what was it, about 3 or 4 years ago?
Yep.
There was hardly anybody even here.
COVID time, after COVID, we
It
had
was
to cancel.
tough.
And we started back up the following year, and we had very few vendors, but people were still
Showing up.
did not want to come. People would show up, but the problem was you didn't have the vendors.
Right.
And what you can see today, how large of a crowd we've had here. We made some adjustments, and we give a free space. The second space is $75, which is cheap. You go anywhere, very cheap. But the good part is we get people in here, hoping they spend money not just with vendors, but with our fundraising efforts here as our raffles and stuff, and it helps us to put more money in the marsh.
I think what people don't understand, when you're talking about a free booth and you have a company, or like you're going to be a vendor at these shows, that's free advertisement.
Oh yeah.
And people don't realize that. If you sell, say you're a call company, right? You sell 1 or 2 calls, you already got your gas money back from coming here.
Right.
So why wouldn't you do that?
It gets your name out.
Right.
You've got today we're over 5,000.
5,000 people?
Oh yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
So we had a large crowd, and we've got stuff for everybody, not just the hunters. There's stuff here for kids to do.
Right.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
kids activities, bow and arrow. There's BB gun shoot. There's kids activities where they make stuff in the kids tent, free, and everything's free for the kids.
Stuff for the dogs, the kids, the grown-ups. There's a beer tent
for-
this year.
Yeah, there's a
We were
beer
just
tent.
saying for every consumer, it's like family friendly. The adults, there's anything for your wife, for kids, to dad. There's everything, There's a little bit of everything.
Everything is an outdoor theme.
Yep.
But there's other stuff for ladies.
Oh, yeah.
There's people selling clothing. There's people selling jewelry.
Which I think is awesome, too. We even got 8 Point down there, which we'll be talking to them. They got the deer blinds like we just talked with about it with Zach. They got some turkey stuff down there now. It's cool to kind of just, like I said, with Zach, like everything just coming together. It doesn't have to be just the waterfowl. It's just it's everything.
And that's what this festival is. It's
hunting.
Point Moullie is everything.
Oh, yeah.
You can bird watch there. You can walk there. You can hunt there.
Fish.
Fish.
You name it.
It's all in there.
Yep.
And if we don't raise money, there's only so much money in the pot to work on these state game areas.
Yep.
And our goal is to try to improve it, make it better for the next generation.
Right.
We're raising money this time. Most of our money's going to a new ADA blind that's being built in one of the zones. It's hard to get to.
Be the second one, right? Second blind built.
This will be our second one built. The first one was about a $30,000 project. This one's going to be quite a bit more because of the location. But we're going to get this done. The plans are being drawn up. We've got everything done. We've got all our necessary paperwork.
That's
and when we
awesome.
get done with this, it's not only for the hunter, but it's also for anybody who wants to walk out there. It's a great birding spot.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
oh, yeah.
And this is very important because Point Moullie is it's a state game area bought by hunters' money.
Right.
But it's also, you got to include everybody.
Right.
And now we've got it where it's accessible to anybody that needs an ADA blind. This is tremendous.
Yeah.
Most places, I shouldn't say most, but some places have them, but not all of them
Nothing like
are,
this.
nothing like this where you can drive out there and bring your stuff in. This next one, they can actually drive out there and leave their car or truck, whatever they want to do. So it's a pretty good idea, concept we've come up with over the years. And we work with all the other groups, of course, Ducks Unlimited, Waterfowl USA, I've been in talks with Pheasants Forever. So, I mean, it takes a lot of groups to make huge improvements in there. And Point Moullie, and many people don't know this, it's man-made.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the North America's largest project ongoing.
Yeah, as I say, at the last meeting we were at, they talked about even adding on to like the seawall, breakwall,
Yes.
pretty much.
Yes, and there's some projects coming down the road
pipeline.
here. Yep, and it's we're in a meeting with a few of the DNR officials, and we're going to be going through what they plan on doing, and we've got our own plans, and with the township and county. So we've got a lot of stuff going to happen. It takes a long time to get all these groups on the same page.
Yeah, I could imagine.
But it's you got to start somewhere.
Yep.
It took 17 years to build the banana dike, which is
Crazy to even think about.
Most of
That
Point
is
Moullie.
wild.
So there's 5,000 acres here. 4,000's encapsulated in stone.
Yeah.
Right? So it's an ongoing project, and just the last few years ago, the Army Corps got an extension for another 25 years.
Holy
Fill that.
moly.
So eventually that's going to be completely filled in.
Yeah.
And marshland to boot. So
awesome.
there's some work that's going to be
Oh,
coming
yeah.
down here. It's going to major stuff that if it comes to where they can start it, it's going to take a little while and take a long time to finish.
Yeah.
But it's going to be well worth it for the environment, for the hunters, for the fishermen, for the bird watchers. It's just a tremendous thing to do. Around
It's
here.
exciting to even just think about that for the future wise. Be able to see, like we were just talking to Zach about, being a part of it now, and even like how you, how it was back in the day compared to now.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And here's Sam behind you. I don't know.
This was the spot you came back. You came here when you needed hunting stuff, because back in the day they didn't have all the box stores.
Right.
Definitely didn't have internet.
Right.
So I mean, this is where you came, and way back in in the 60s and 70s, this was packed. I mean, 10,000 was nothing to have that many people here.
Oh, let's try to get it back to that way.
So, but
Yeah.
it takes a long time, like you said, name recognition, showing up here, selling a few things. Some of these people sell so much stuff. This is the best show they come to.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, we have a lot of call companies here, and they do well.
Right.
So there's a lot of hungry people looking for newer calls, looking to upgrade, looking to learn, because a lot of these guys will teach you some different tricks how to use their calls. So it's beneficial for anybody that wants to hunt or wants to upgrade to come here and
Right.
look and see what we have here.
It's nice just to be like in the atmosphere though too. Like you said, with like talking to these companies and actually getting to know these kind of like the guys out
Yeah.
here, and just
Being around the whole,
Yeah.
being around the whole aura of the waterfowl world, and it just
This is
takes
it.
so much pride in being from here and seeing this thing rebuild back up, because I felt like the last couple of years we were dwindling out, but I just felt like this year is like totally different. It's changed a lot, and me and Kyle, man, we like I said, I can't say it enough. We take pride in being from here, and it's gratifying to see this.
Well, it's guys like you that spread the word about what we do here and all the good we do, but it brings more people out here, and we've got a lot of younger guys on our board now that are helping us older guys, social media, getting the word out. There's some people that just don't know.
Yeah.
So
that's a thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, is trying to get people to know what's going on here, what we do here. There's a big show here. Even if you want to just come and walk around, this is a free event.
Yeah.
I'll say it time and time again. You can't complain about something if you don't want to put work into it,
Right.
And put your time into it. I mean, you guys put so much time and effort into it. You guys were here for 3 days setting up, 4 days setting up, whatever it was. But people need to show up to these meetings. People need to be a part of this.
Oh, yes.
If they want to hunt, they need to understand the whole process of it all. And I don't think enough people do. And that's what hopefully people will realize, that anybody can show up to the meetings.
Yeah.
For you guys, for Gibraltar duck hunters, just show up, listen, put your 2 cents in, put an idea out there.
That's how we got a lot of good, fresh ideas, especially from the younger generation. And I never thought I'd be saying this. I used to be the younger generation. Now I'm not. So,
Right.
So it's
that
nice,
fast. You know what I'm saying?
And
I'll
now,
hold my tongue on that one.
but now it's nice to have these guys come out and tell us, hey, this is what you should do.
Right.
Yeah.
And we've done it, and it's working.
Right.
Big shout out to Chris Nemi helping out
Chris.
with the social media as your guys' coordinator for that.
That's huge.
I think that was a very vital part in getting the word out because of social media and how prevalent it is in today's world. And big shout out to him for making a lot of this, I think, happen.
And I didn't realize that because I'm not a big social media person.
Right.
So, but when he opened my eyes to some of this stuff and what we should be doing,
Yeah.
it's huge.
Yeah,
We get a
huge.
we get a lot more replies
Yep.
and just questions of what we're doing here, and I answer as fast as I can,
Yep.
and it's worked well for us.
What you've been here at the festival for X amount of years. What's one thing that you look at like this year, and for next year you would hope it would go a little bit better? Is there anything that you would change or upgrade about it at all?
A lot of the stuff we sit down after this, we discuss how much money we make, and what we're going to do with a lot of it.
Don't let that man don't let that man on a mic. He won't let you talk. We've been down that road a time or two.
This is the most I've talked when he's not with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
When he's here, I can't get a
Dick
word in
Whitmore.
edgewise.
I'll say too, that print that he made this year, that's amazing.
I know.
He's good.
He's good.
I need one for the room. That's what I need. I need one for
Ain't
the
no
room.
denying that, man.
Hey,
He's good.
That's
He still
good.
got it. That's
He
the
is.
thing.
He's 85 years old.
He
He's still got it.
Yep.
And full of piss and vinegar, I'll
Oh,
tell you
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to win.
No.
No. I found that out real quick right there.
Right.
Found that out real quick. But, I mean, is there anything, though, that, like, for next year, whether it's more, I mean, obviously more vendors, but is there anything that you would change, I guess?
I'm open to every idea, everything I hear.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I know is changing the date. Me being old school, this is the way we've done it for many, many years. The problem is here
Right.
at Point Moullie, this area by the office is very hot because it's surrounded by trees. In
Yep.
August, I was down here in August, and I come down here just to
see.
remind me why I think that we should keep it now.
I'll tell you
Because
what,
it's so hot.
we did have a weird spurt in August, though. That
Yeah.
was cold.
Yes,
Like,
we did.
It was
Yeah,
very
that was
weird.
really weird.
Yeah. But, I mean, anything could happen, and we've got beautiful weather right now.
We do.
It's probably a little warm to sit in a field
Yeah.
to goose
I'm
hunt.
kind of glad I'm not out there hunting this
100%.
weekend,
I'd
to
be in
honest with
shorts
you.
and a tank
But
top.
Yeah.
what the money, if you think about it, you can hunt in the morning or hunt in the evening and still be here and help support us.
100%.
And where the money goes is most
Right
of
back.
where everyone's hunting.
Right.
Or them birds are coming from where we're putting the money in and going to your fields.
Right.
So we work with the DNR very closely, and they're a bunch of hardworking guys, and there's only a few of them, but they work nonstop, and we get along with them so well, and I never want to disrupt that because I've over the years I've gotten really close with them, with these guys, and even their part-time help, we had a lot of them just show up.
Everything helps.
Yeah.
Anything helps.
Yeah, they're just tremendous, and we've got a great volunteer group, and they come out here and what do you want us to do? Whatever, if it's hard or easy, they're doing it.
Yeah.
Very special.
So
Very
yeah,
special
this
to have.
is, and I think a lot of people wonder how we get all these volunteers. I mean, we basically feed our volunteers, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But we try to do fun things together, cookouts and stuff.
It's a family at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's the way I tell everybody when we have our volunteer thank you dinners. We're all family here.
Right.
We're all looking for the same thing.
No,
So
that's huge.
we try to keep everything in a tight-knit group, but not exclude anybody.
Yeah.
This is open to anybody that wants to come down here. I
Right.
don't care who you are.
That's something special for sure.
Yeah.
Something
So,
special.
and there's other festivals that I'm all behind them too, but this is close to my heart.
Yep.
Keep this down here.
Right.
And hopefully with a little bit more social media and the word getting out, we actually completely fill it. We only had a few spots open.
Yeah.
So, we had a lot of visitors. And I
did.
think the people I talked to were very happy.
That's awesome. I love to
I
hear
talked
that.
to a lot of people today, and everybody seemed very happy.
Everybody, man, that we've talked to is like, man, we haven't seen it this vibrant in
Oh, yeah.
years, man.
Yeah.
Having this is
Yes.
that's music to my ears. I just growing up here, man. I take so much pride in that.
Yeah.
You know.
And having stuff for kids to do here.
Yeah, that's
They
huge.
can learn.
Right.
And we've all these like our bow and arrow, we have instructors.
Yep.
BB gun, we have instructors, and everything's safe. And we've got a slingshot shoot. It's just for fun, but kids can whip paintballs at a board at targets.
Yeah.
And have some fun.
Not get yelled at for it.
Right.
So, and cotton candy and popcorn, that's all free to them kids.
Yep. Keep them up. Keep them awake,
the
man.
The problem with all that, though, is you got to keep your dad out of the paintball.
Yeah,
and
right.
Candy. That's the problem.
Yeah, you can't put your hand in the cotton candy
Yeah,
machine.
he'll snatch it right out of there.
Lila, you got anything to say about your Uncle Bob?
Very proud of him.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's very nice. Yeah, Bob's a great guy.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she is.
I'll tell you what. So are you. I can't tell you and thank you enough on how much
100%.
This whole event and how much you do, you and your dad and the whole staff of everybody. It's very important. I'm thankful for you guys doing this.
Thank you. I think we're blessed to have such a vast group of people that help us out, and businesses that help us out are just tremendous. Some of these businesses I call and make one phone call and there's a check in the mail.
Yeah.
So they know how important it is, and it costs a lot to put this on.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, I mean, we raise awareness to what's going on around here, and we contribute all the money back into it. And there's not many places that do that.
Right.
And this was all started by duck hunters.
Yep.
Just bragging how good they are with putting decoys out and shooting and stuff. So this blossomed into that what we have today. So it's a big deal to me, and it's a lot of heritage here, and there's a lot of rich history here with duck hunting and waterfowling.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, Bob, I greatly appreciate it again. I can't tell you how
Thank
much all the time, blood, sweat, and tears that you put into it. It does not go unnoticed.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. I
Of course.
appreciate all of it. And I can't take it all the credit myself. Like I said, I got a bunch of board members, 16 of them, and they're awesome. They do such a great job, work as hard as I do, and then plus our volunteers that show up and help us to we're here from morning dark until tonight dark.
Yeah.
100%.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And everyone's jumping in and grabbing something and doing something.
Right.
So,
That's awesome.
and the DNR too. They're here as well helping us out.
It's the only time that I like seeing the DNR.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Green Jean, baby.
Well, Bob, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you for
again,
what
Bob.
you guys do.
Of course, man.
Anything
Of
we can do to
course.
help, we're here for it.
Appreciate
it.
So,
Till next time.
have some. No, you said it that time.
Oh,
we'll have
that's
somebody
right.
else on here shortly.
Yeah.
Again, thank you, Bob.
Thanks,
Thank
Bob.
you. Thank you.
Another sponsor I wanted to bring up was Gibraltar Duck Hunters Association. Whether it's from youth hunts to cleaning up the beach to dinners, anything just in the community alone, it is an amazing thing to team up with these guys, and can't speak highly enough of them. From everything that they do, it's absolutely amazing, and I highly suggest anybody out there that has a local DU or just a small association, highly suggest teaming up with those guys and giving back as much as you possibly can, because if not, who knows what the future holds. Like I said, greatly appreciate those guys letting us team up with them, and I really cannot express how excited I am for the future. But back to the podcast. We're back with Mike from Flipping Birds.
Here we go.
Right.
Mike, how you been, man? How's your day going?
I'm so good, guys.
That's good.
I'm glad to see you here, man.
I'm glad to be back, and I've told a number of people already today that this is my favorite show that I do every year, and I am every single year I am just humbled by the response that I get from this little bitty old booth, and I get to talk snow goose hunting with people, and
don't even think about snow geese.
they're like, wait a minute, we don't even get those in Michigan.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what makes it better.
Oh, yeah.
How's the booth going?
It's great, dude. It's I have moved a lot of merch today.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
I have moved a ton today.
Numbers are good?
Better than I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. I'm so glad to hear
And
that.
we're not even
glad to hear that.
We're not even done with day one.
I know. That's what I'm
More
saying.
hours left, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You got someone over there right now?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, good.
there.
All right.
Yeah, when you guys hooked me up watching the booth.
Oh, yeah, of course. Always, dude.
Had somebody roll through there, had some sticky fingers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's brutal.
Damn.
That's one thing that's pretty bad.
They'll get theirs. They'll get theirs back.
Dude, I turned my back for like 3 seconds. I turned around and I was like, wait a minute, where'd that T-shirt go?
Yeah.
That's how bad they want your stuff, man.
Well, I mean, can you blame them?
Not at all.
No, I can't, man. Your stuff's sick. I know. I can't blame them.
There you go.
That's you were here. What was your first year? 3 years ago?
I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, yeah.
Now, from your first time here compared to this year,
Way busier.
crazy, hasn't
This
it?
is as busy as I've ever seen it, I think.
And this is only the beginning, man.
Right, and it's
know.
only day one.
We're not. I mean, even next year.
Sure.
I mean, me and Kyle came out of this board, and with help of Chris Nemi, who's their social media coordinator, they got their social media up and running, which helped them big time get the numbers in here. We're seeing.
It was great to see all the posts from them and then be able to share that. Tag you guys in it, share your posts. Just
and that's all Chris Nemi, man, this new guy they brought on.
Really?
Yeah, he's a local guy. Just, he's good with social media.
Right.
And me and Kyle, helped out with trying to get as many vendors as we know to get in here. And I just think that extra push, it's just, man, everything we've heard from everybody, it's gratifying. It's pretty remarkable.
I mean, even first thing this morning, right? Like we were still setting up at what, 7:45?
Right around there, yeah.
Show started at 8. I made my first sale at like 10 minutes to 8 this morning. I was like, here we go.
Here
man.
we go, man. That's right. Start that engine, baby. I know.
I'm sure you've heard about the stories even like in the past with here. Like, well, your first year, how many vendors were
I mean,
here?
we lived it. I feel like it was either the year before last or last year where I looked around and I went, oh my goodness, there's nobody here.
I think it was 2 years because last year was our first year here.
Yeah.
And last year was pretty busy too. Last year started revamping up and getting more, people flowing through. I think Bob just told us 5,000 people today.
Yeah, yep.
As of a little bit ago.
Yep.
That's great.
So it's awesome to see, from a ghost town to now.
A ghost town's an understatement. Like I wasn't even here last year. When I was here 2 years ago, I maybe did one lap and was like out. I was like, this is not what I remember growing up.
I think I left at noon that year because there was just no one.
Nobody.
Here. And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I've got an entire afternoon that I can I
get other productive
do
stuff.
Other stuff with. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's awesome. I'm glad you're doing good over there. I'm glad you showed up, man.
Well, I mean, I'll tell anybody that'll listen, this is probably my favorite show that I do every single year, and it's because of things that happened for me like today has gone. I mean, I came here with a very specific intention of being able to sell some of the merchandise that I've had for quite some time. And to this point, it's working out well today.
Yeah,
it's such a tight-knit community around here, man.
Very.
Yeah.
It's tough starting off when you get involved and you get at your first booth here. It's kind of intimidating, right?
It is.
But you start coming around and getting more of a, like, I was just talking a couple times already today about you're in the foundation of it all. Well, you have your name in that,
and
right?
It's nice for people. Because I'm terrible with names,
right?
But it's really also humbling to have people have come to my booth all day today and go, Mike, oh my God, you're back. And I'm like,
who are you?
Yep, I am. Good to see you too.
Yeah, right. Yep. Rock on, man.
It's just something special about that, though. You know what I mean? It's
it's the entire one of the bigger reasons that I started the apparel company was to make those kind of connections.
Right.
Because if not for the apparel company, then how do I make connections with guys like yourselves?
Right.
We would have never met.
Right.
Probably not. Maybe.
Guys like Eric with Firebolt.
Yeah.
Just everybody.
The engraving guy.
Tony.
Yep.
See, there's how good I am with names. I wanted to say Tony. I was scared to death to be wrong.
Right.
That was it, man. That was it.
But it's stuff like that where those guys come to your booth and they go, hey, man, nice to finally meet you. Been talking to you on the gram for a little bit. Good to finally meet you. Or, hey, good to see you.
Right.
I'm all about that.
And that's what's even crazy. Like, we were at Woods and Water last week, and we got guys coming up to us now that are just listening to the podcast that we never
recognize us out of the crowd, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
I just want to know how I can get the fan club that you guys got hanging out over here.
Man,
this is all family, dude.
This looks like it's the place to be.
It is, man.
We have some of the best support.
Some dude
that I would put up our support against anybody here. Honestly.
Anybody, man. I mean, from moms to dads to friends and family, everybody's behind it, and that's kind of what it takes to build something like we're all trying to build. You know,
and it's nice also to have met Kyle when I met him, and then see
the progression.
Where he was at versus where you're at now.
Yeah. Oh,
it's like, I want to be over here fanboying the shit out of you guys. Going, hey, let's go. It's my buddy Kyle. I know him.
Just keep your shirt on, all right? We got enough people trying to take their shirts off.
Nobody wants to see me without a shirt on, bro.
No, me and Kyle take so much pride. Like we've said it a million times. We take so much pride in being from here and being able to lay some more building blocks down to bring this festival back to what it used to be on our turf in our backyard. It's nothing better, man, honestly.
It's just nice even to, coming to when it is a very low spot where a lot of people were like, man, I don't even know how long this is going to go for
Right.
anymore.
Is this going to even be in existence next year?
And to see just the build-up and the people and the new faces and the people that never even heard about this before, just showing up. And, we got gator decoys here today. They've never been here. Firebolt's never been here.
I had a great conversation with the people from Gator Decoys
Dakota
earlier.
and his wife. They're awesome, man.
Super good people.
They're awesome.
Yep, super good people.
But it's like those connections in itself, though.
It's why
so
it's,
nice.
it's one of the reasons why I do what I do. Right?
It's awesome. Mm-hmm. Absolutely awesome. So we'll say this is your third year.
Okay.
I think that's your third year.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's right.
For the future-wise, what do you wish to see, or what do you think could change about here?
So it's hard for me to say what I think could change, right? Because this is indeed, for me anyway,
right.
It's a solo adventure.
Yeah.
Right? How many of you guys looked at me this morning and went, wait a minute, where's Caleb?
Yeah, right. Get
like,
your ass out of bed, Caleb, if you hear this.
I'm like, that dude's sleeping.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, it's always been, it's me. I'm at my booth. I'm talking to people because I am who I am, and I love snow goose hunting as much as I love snow goose hunting. So I'm constantly telling the story, constantly, sharing my passion for it with people. So I don't get to see much of what else goes around.
Right.
And so in terms of what could change, I think some of the changes have obviously already been put into place with Chris and the social media stuff. The number of people I've had stop by the booth today and go, oh, man, I saw the Facebook post the other day. Your stuff's so cool. I just wanted to stop by and see it.
Yeah.
Like, well, hi, I'm Mike.
Yeah.
Here's our story, right?
The interaction.
Awesome,
I love
man.
it.
I do too.
Between people.
I do too. So from Chris doing what he's doing, from you guys doing what you're doing with the Gibraltar Duck Hunters Association, from the number of littles that I've seen running around here today just hammering on a duck call or a goose call. Like, yep, let's keep it moving.
Let's keep it going.
That's how
the future.
It's how this remains.
Right.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
how you sustain this and you keep this going, because there's another Kyle Howard out there. There's another Alex out there. There's another Mike Kendall out there. They're out there. We just have to wait for them to get bigger while we continue to do our thing and help make sure that this stays a staple of this area. Another cool thing for me today is to see all the people with the 75th anniversary Point Moullie Waterfowl Festival t-shirts on.
Yeah.
There's only one way that gets to 75 years, and it's guys like yourselves and Chris and Gibraltar Duck Hunters Association and everybody involved, really, who says, we're not going to let this die. We're going to do whatever we need to do. We're going to go out there and ask the important questions like, hey, what would you like to see different? How would you improve this?
Yeah.
And then you take those answers and you hear them and you implement what makes sense.
Right.
And the other stuff you say, okay, well, let's tweak this a little bit and maybe we'll implement it next year.
100%.
Yep, 100%, man.
100%.
I appreciate that.
It's just keep doing what we're doing and then continuously try to get feedback from people and see what we can do. See what we can do to keep it growing.
100%.
I don't know. I can't say it enough how much I enjoy just meeting the new people that are in and out of the festival and the new vendors here and the connections that we're building from people. I mean, like I said, I never would have met you if it wasn't for some certain situations beforehand. But from here, in all reality,
right. I mean, it really was where we sat down and really had our first real conversation was definitely here.
I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
or no, it was at the room.
Yeah, it was at the room.
It was, and then I think
then it continued here.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's I don't know. I'm really enjoying how this is all turning out for
Me
everybody.
too, man.
I would be super proud of it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean that very genuinely. You can take a gigantic sense of pride from what your involvement at the base of this thing and at the ground level of this thing has helped it to where it's to be from where it was to where it is now. Like, I would take a great sense of pride in that.
And I'll say too, I mean, just the people that want to get involved, all you got to do is just show up.
100%.
You know what I mean, just
come check it out. Check it out and see what it's about, because there are so many cool things here.
We just had Bob on before you came on here. And we were just talking about like the dogs, the kids, the
so
moms,
much for the kids
dads,
to do.
the grandparents. I mean, there's just the shooting that's going on, the muck run, and there's just so much extra stuff that people don't even see.
Right.
You know, and I feel like a lot of people just take like this whole thing for granted almost.
Yeah.
It's easy to do when it's been around as long as it has been.
Yeah, it's almost expected, right?
True.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, oh, it's the Waterfowl Festival again.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess that's where some of the need to keep implementing new things comes in, so that you can put it out there and say, so look, it's different than what it used to be. You should come check it out. See what you think. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you liked. Let us know what, that was okay.
Ask the hard questions, because that's where you get the real input back.
Well, and it's also more than asking the hard questions. It's hearing the hard answers.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because nobody wants to hear that, like, well, this sucks.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Right.
But if you
But they need to. They need to.
Really,
all day.
I mean,
you have to.
Without challenge, there can be no growth.
There's nothing that's going to be. There's nothing that's going to be absolutely perfect.
No.
So you have to understand that and have to just open-minded, just accept it and try to work on everything. You're not going to make everybody happy.
Well, and understand that the minute that you stop trying to improve is the minute that you start to decline.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
100%.
So it's a constant drive and state of improvement. And what can we do to make this a better experience for the people that are supporting it?
Right. No, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got anything else, man?
No, I'm good.
Like I said, we're just going to do some short little clips with everybody
man,
and the
I appreciate
vendors,
you
show
guys
everybody
having
that, who's here at the festival, why you should be showing up here, and why you're missing out on not showing up. I guess.
Yeah, 100%.
And you're never going to find stuff cheaper than you'll find it at certain
There's a lot of good
places here.
deals, man.
There are so many good deals here.
And I'll say that on top of what you're saying, a lot of these guys about the garage sale stuff, right? Some guys are selling some stuff and they come every single year and they're like, I don't need this anymore. I'm going to take this out of my garage. I'm going to sell it. There's a lot of good stuff if you just look at it and understand what's actually in front of you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Some of these old decoys and stuff, some of these old decoys are $100 a piece.
Right.
But you'll never know that, and a lot of people don't that are selling it.
Right.
So, I mean, there's a lot of,
I saw that
treasures.
at a couple of different booths, right? Because I like the wooden carved decoys.
Yeah, that's a huge collector's item.
Whether they're small, whether they're medium, whether they're big, I just like them.
Yeah.
Right? And I saw a couple over here at a booth for like $15, and I was like, $15?
Right.
Give me
What?
Right.
And then I went, it's a little bit bigger than what I want, but that's really cool.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, I appreciate it.
Always.
As
appreciate
always,
you guys,
man.
We'll have to get you back on soon, though. And then, on top of that, goose hunting this year.
Yeah.
You're coming.
Yeah,
I'm
125%.
I'm trying.
Wow, we just got to have birds first. We don't
Well,
have
I mean, it's 950 degrees out here right now. So.
I know.
well, and you know what, too? And even on top, before we get out of here, could you imagine when your product comes out and you're able to bring it here?
Yeah. I was just having that conversation with a guy.
It's going to get pretty crazy for you.
Well, and I hope so, right?
I faith,
love
man.
it.
I got faith.
I love it. There's the people that I have had the courage to share it with love it. They love the idea. It's just I have not yet figured out who the right missing piece is, and that's okay.
Right.
Because
And time.
it will happen exactly how it's supposed to
Yep,
happen at exactly when it's supposed to happen.
Organically, man. Yep.
Right. I had a conversation last week with a guy named Richard Howland. He makes a company called the SRB Field Rests.
Okay.
Super cool guy. Met him through my buddy Tyson Harris down at Harris Outfitters in Missouri. And our conversation got the wheels spinning again, and I was like, why did I never think of that before?
Simple stuff like who made the toilet paper, man?
Right.
Whoever that is.
Who made the ladder? Who invented the ladder?
Right.
They're geniuses, man.
And I'm like, I've been trying to overcomplicate this thing the whole time. So now I have a new route that feels good, and we'll explore that here over the next week or two, and we'll see what we can do about making this thing click.
Well, just know that if you do need something, I know you've been through the ringer with a couple different people, but
Sure.
we're here for you if you need something, and
like
we'll help
Let
any way
us
we
know,
can.
man.
Like I said a minute ago, without challenge, there can be no growth.
That's very true.
That's it.
That's
So,
very true.
Yeah,
But
we'll get there. We'll get there when it's right.
I appreciate you coming on, Mike.
You got it, brother. Appreciate you guys having
Yeah.
me.
man.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, see you.
And we're back. We are here. Me and Alex are sitting with old Eric, the turkey man. Eric
Firebolt
Wetzel.
game calls, baby.
Eric, this is your first time here, man. What is your first impression?
Pretty sweet. Like we were talking about it, the networking is fantastic. Phenomenal day on the lake.
Beautiful out, ain't it?
It's like perfect out.
Yeah.
It's not too hot. You got some wind, right? You know, it's
Thank
cold.
God for that breeze, man.
Yeah,
Get the
thank
gnats
God.
out of
Yep.
here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Beautiful day, beautiful people. Had a great day.
Just a whole new experience for you.
Yeah, this is my first time ever doing a call show. Done some other shows for
Right.
markets and stuff like that for my woodworking stuff, but this is my first call show. Learned a lot, which was
That's good, though.
honestly and truly my number one thing is, what do people want? What are they looking for? Especially with my waterfowl calls, they're not my forte, but given time, we'll see what happens.
So you're saying I wasn't crazy then when I was telling you about the networking and just your face out there, right?
1,000%.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you said that.
1,000%.
How are sales and stuff today? How's everything going? Is it going pretty smooth, pretty good? Good positive outlook or what?
It was pretty slow.
Yeah.
But in the last hour, it was mayhem.
Oh, really?
It was
Good.
Absolute mayhem.
Good.
Thank God I had as many people as I did. I think
Right.
that was the big question is, my God, Eric, you're going to have 73 people over there, and I needed every one of them there.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. I mean, you see in our booth, like today, we have all this help and from family and friends and stuff, and
Yep.
it gets even hectic over here.
Sure.
It's like with people for shirts, hoodies, hats, calls,
Yep.
whatever it may be. Half time I can't even think. Like this morning I get here, I could barely even talk to anybody because
Right.
it's just like so much back and forth
Yep.
and talking to this person and talking to that person, and it's just craziness.
Not to mention trying to throw in a podcast.
Yeah, it gets tough. It gets tough, man. There's just a lot to do, but I mean, being a part of this whole thing, super blessed for it all.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
100%.
That's for sure.
That's the biggest thing I'm taking out of today is, the networking, the people that are talking about supporting me in the future. We'll see what happens.
I mean, you got your name out there now to a whole different, part of the world, basically, right?
Yep.
I mean, you weren't known to a lot of these people until today,
That's right.
so that's huge. You start learning real quick on what to put out, what people are wanting, and like we talked about it, just for the future wise, it's that much easier for you.
Yep, absolutely. And there will be some changes for next year. For
That's good, though.
Some of my calls.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I think it's a great learning moment for what to expect at these shows, what to expect out of the customer base, what they want, what they kind of demand, right? So that's awesome. You're getting feedback and able to change your game plan according to the customer, I think,
And that's the biggest thing that I'll say too about today was people were constructive criticism. It wasn't, your call sounds terrible. Right?
Yeah.
It was, hey, look, I like your call, like the way it looks, like the way it sounds, but you could probably do a little bit better.
That's good, though, because
okay,
then
that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
There you go, because you're you're going to gain from that.
That's
only
right.
you're going to get better from that, which is awesome. And I'm glad you got that feedback to help you improve, man. That's awesome.
well, good for you for having the shoulders on you, and I know you've said it before, but to be able to take that and build off of that instead of just turning a cold shoulder and
Yep.
saying I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and you're not going to change my mind on
Right.
it.
That's absolutely right. Yep.
Like so. First year up here, you coming back next year?
1,000%.
Good.
If I could sign up today, I'll sign up today.
Good. That's what I like to
Love to hear that.
I mean, it's awesome to be able to see, again, this thing growing and having you guys up here and just giving back to everything.
The connections have been tremendous. Between you and Mike and Trav and everybody, just everybody has been fantastic, and I can't thank everybody that has reached out, sent somebody to my table.
Right.
That means more to me than I could ever put a price on.
It's pretty crazy, though. I mean, you start really breaking down with these vendors and these companies and stuff and seeing how big of an actual community it is compared to just seeing them on social media or so-and-so said something about this company. Actually getting to meet these guys now and again, networking. I don't think people realize how big networking is.
Right.
Yeah. And I say it time and time again, like, especially being part of this community here, our backyard where we grew up. I mean, we try to keep everything, like, if you're our people and you're in our circle, we're going to work our bag off for you and go through a wall for you, and it's very tight knit, and we look at it like, like a family. We really do. So
it has been nothing short of that. Everybody has been fantastic.
That's good.
Everybody.
I'm glad to hear that.
And just for the record, I was the first one in line this morning.
I'm sure you were at 5:30.
I love it. I love it.
Trav woke me up this morning.
Early and often, as we say in hockey, baby. Early and often.
I didn't call you at 4 o'clock to say my wheel fell off my truck this time, but I still was I was well on time.
I'll be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have woke up because Trav had to slap me in the face with the pillow this morning to wake me up. It was bad. It was bad.
I woke up late. I ain't gonna lie. I woke up a little bit late. Yeah.
I woke up like somebody's just standing over top of me. I'm like, what the heck is going on right now? And then I finally woke up enough. I was like, oh man, we got to go already. You got to be kidding me right now.
I heard the bedtime last night was sometime about 2:30.
Oh, dude, it's that every night for Kyle. Don't let him fool you, man.
Yeah, it was a late night last night.
Oh, yeah.
I left at 3:30 from Cleveland. So.
Yeah, I was probably still up. You should have called me. You should have called me. Maybe you shouldn't have called me. It was one of those nights. But I don't know. I'm glad to see you up here. I'm glad that you're enjoying your time. To be able to see how we live up here, or just the people up here. It's a lot better than Ohio.
And you've said
I got you on that one right there.
You did a little bit.
Go blue.
Oh, God, go Bucks.
Go Bucks, he says.
You're talking to Ohio boy with a girl going to Ohio State.
Oh, is she really? Good for her. Because I lived in Columbus for 3 years. It's a hard school to get into. It ain't easy, especially if you're from there.
She's in vet school.
Really good for her. That's even harder.
She's a smart girl.
Did you see that shirt over there she's got?
No, it's like where is she at? I don't even know who she is.
What's that show?
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, where they got to guess the word.
It says UCKICHIGAN.
It's like Uck, Michigan.
Oh, I got you. That's kind of clever. All right, I give you that. It's kind of clever.
No, there will never be an M in Ohio.
Oh, so there's an F and an M that are missing. Okay. There's your boy Devin. You getting out of here? All right, I appreciate you coming. Come out tonight.
Yeah,
come up to the room. Yeah, that's fine. Come up to the room. Okay. So I know it's first time around, like us Michiganders and stuff. Is there anything that you would change about the festival, in your opinion, or what could be better with here?
Just in conversation with a few of the folks that have been around, it's not my place, but I will say it's worth a question of why have it on a weekend when waterfowl season's open if it's a waterfowl show.
Right.
If you made this a few weeks earlier at the end of August, I think you're still taking a chance. I mean, it could be 90 degrees today.
Right. It probably would have been if it wasn't so breezy here.
It's not,
right.
But it very well could be.
100%.
But the same thing, at the flip side of the coin, is you could be 75 at the end of August if you hit the right day, the right weekend.
Shoot, it was 43 last weekend when we were hunting.
Yeah, it was cold, man. That wind was vicious.
And that's just...
It's a wake-up call for sure.
The eye-opener to me was, it's waterfowl show... Early season's open. I don't know.
Yeah. Anything on like vendors or placement or anything that you would change?
Only if it was in Ohio. No.
Dog, and you want to know what's crazy is I can't stand some of them boys down there in Ohio. I'll be honest with you.
It's I don't know. It's special to have you up here and to be able to represent you guys and
what you guys got going on, your company,
Yeah.
Well, and you said it earlier, I'm a turkey call guy. I think anybody that knows me, knows my business, knows that it started with turkey calls.
Mm-hmm.
So to try to expand that and make it some sort of waterfowl as well as, all the other calls, but to be focused on waterfowl, especially for this weekend, I learned a lot today. I learned a lot, 8 hours,
Right.
whatever it was,
I think it's important, though. I mean, it's just like the hunting atmosphere of everything, right? I mean, just everybody coming together as one and realizing it's just one big community instead of just, it doesn't have to be just a waterfowl. It could be anything,
Sure.
and especially with the booth being free, you sold some stuff today. You got some recognition and your name out there, and you're basically all positive with the gas money and everything now. So, I mean, how can anybody complain about a free booth and over 5,000 people coming through the gates this morning?
Yeah.
And like, how can you beat that?
I'm not complaining at all. Great experience from 5:30 this morning, and the dude showed up at the gate, told me what we were going to do, and until this very moment, not a bad thing to say.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad you showed up. Glad you came up.
I'm glad you had the wherewithal to say you might want to do this, because I wasn't sure. Being honest, I wasn't sure.
Well, it is a very nerve-wracking thing, right? I mean, you're showing up to a festival that you've never been to and never even done one really for your company in itself. So, I mean, it is a very nerve-wracking experience. Well, you got to overcome those kind of situations, and you don't know until you try, basically.
Right. And especially, again, I've said it 100 times that waterfowl not being my thing, I am extremely grateful to everyone that had a part in getting me here.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm just glad your tire didn't fall off at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, me too. And I will say one thing too. This weekend, I don't know if anybody's going to come out tomorrow. I don't know how much this will get around, but my dad was inducted into the Ohio State Trappers Association Hall of Fame last weekend, and I'm donating $5 from every call that I sell to his scholar. They were going to give him a scholarship for a child to apply for.
That's awesome.
And I'm donating a portion of my proceeds to that.
That's awesome.
For him, because
good way
of
to
him.
give him back.
He was a well-respected man in the community, and I'm not involved as much in the trapping community, so this is how I'm going to pay it forward for him.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Well, Eric, I appreciate it. Hopefully you're coming to the studio after this to hang out for a little bit.
Definitely.
And looking forward to the rest of the weekend.
Yep, absolutely. Me as well.
So we'll see you guys.
Thanks again.
Appreciate it.
What's going on, guys? I'm Dakota with Gator Decoys. So we're just going to give you a little brief overview of our company. So I made these awesome products called telescoping spinning wing decoy poles. In our company, they're called Gator poles. So if you have a Mojo or a Lucky Duck, whatever it may be, and you need to get over 4 foot tall, check them out. GatorDecoys.com. Also, for you guys hunting up north, where it gets super cold and you're tired of beating your poles in the ground, check out our new bases that come out just for you guys. You can thread them into the ground with an impact and attach our poles on top, and you're good to go. Decoys also should be coming out soon this year, so we'll keep you up to date on our website and Instagram. Check it out.
What's going on, everybody? That was a quick intro, man. I'm sorry about that. But we're sitting here with some Rain Outdoors, right? Rain Guided Outdoors.
Yep, Rain Guided.
We're here with, I already told you, Riley and Brendan.
Yep.
Diesel Pete's, man. We hung out all night last night, and you guys just told me your name 3 times already, and I already forgot it. What is going on?
Nothing much.
How's the show today?
It's been a fun day out here.
Yeah.
A lot of people, a lot of new experiences.
It's nice to see everything coming back. Is this your guys' first time here?
Yeah, first year here.
What's your guys' thoughts?
It's definitely growing. I mean, from what you talked about with how it was last year to this year, there's a good amount of people here.
It's nice to see. I mean, it's hard because it's, you go to these bigger shows and these out like the, Woods and Water or Bay City, and Bay City's, I'd say, almost close to this, but it's just down one row, right? I mean, it's just one lane down there, but it's nice to see just everybody in the community coming together and stuff.
Yeah, it's a cool thing to see. It's a good outreach program, especially with young hunters and people getting into it.
It's cool nice seeing all the kids walking around, man.
Yeah.
Just future wise, you know what I mean?
Coming out, checking out the booth and everything.
Right. It's pretty awesome. Touching all of our calls and
exactly getting to
making out with them and stuff. Jeez, oh, Pete's kids. Rain Guided Outdoors. You guys just started this year, correct? guiding, or no? It's been a few years, hasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, we've
started it up in 2020.
Yep.
Ryan just went full time now, is what it was this past year.
Yep,
Okay,
exactly.
that's what
This is our first year running full time. We got 2 spreads running now.
Okay.
Doing a lot more with it than just,
That's awesome, though. That's awesome. It's it's hard though, especially in Michigan, and you guys know as well as I do. It seems like it's kind of hard to find just genuine guys that are out there grinding and putting in the time and the effort. There's a lot of guys out there fake with it all and just dicks about it. You know what I mean? So spending the time with you guys last night, and we just met. Well, I think it was Bay City, wasn't it?
Yeah, Bay City.
So kind of just spending the time with you guys and seeing how I don't know. You guys are like the face of rain right now for me. I only met Ryan the one time, so it's kind of nice to see it, I guess. It's nice to have you guys here to have a booth and represent you guys.
Yeah, we're happy to be here. A big thing right now, especially with us growing and starting full time, is just the amount of marketing and outreach we can do with the public, with you guys, with everybody is huge. And shows like this have made a big difference for us, just because the amount of people we've met and the connections we've made because of it in the waterfowl industry is huge.
Just being here, man.
Yeah.
Putting the name out there even more. I mean, a lot of these guys, half of the vendors here, they've never even heard of them before until they show up and see flyers or the banner or whatever it may be. It's just the networking behind all of this. And you guys are what, the second outfitter here, right? Or one? The first, only one?
We might be the only outfitter
we might
here.
Be the only outfitter. I haven't seen many other people around.
So I mean, that's huge right there, though.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you guys doing? You guys booking any clients, or you guys been doing pretty good over there?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, we've it's actually talked to a lot of different people today.
Because you had a last flight, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. So we had a couple, had a veteran and his wife come up asking about duck hunting and whatnot, and it's nice to be able to talk them through it, kind of show who we are and what we're capable of, and
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. First time here. From what I was saying, it's grown a lot more. But I can't wait for even the future. You guys planning on coming back and actually having a full booth here, or because you guys are kind of split up right now, right? With Last Flight. And
we got our own booth and everything.
Oh, you guys?
there.
Okay.
We do. We have our own booth, own
gotcha.
table, and everything. We're under the same tent as them, basically.
I
That's
gotcha.
all it is.
I gotcha.
But we got our own stuff over there, our own setup, and
I gotcha.
definitely one of the things we hope to keep doing in the future, and even expand into more shows, and like Woods and Water and Oshkosh, and going to places like that.
It's the meeting the people. You know what I mean? Just
It
like the
really
interaction
is.
with it all, man.
Yeah.
I love it, honestly. A lot of these guys, I feel like, that have been doing it for a long time, they can't stand these shows and whatnot, but just talking to people and getting to know people. I wouldn't even have met you guys if I was in that Bay City and you guys wouldn't have been able to go to the room or anything like that, yesterday and hang out, So it's awesome to see it all kind of full circle and just meet like-minded people, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool thing, and it's real cool to be a part of, and build those relationships and connections with other people that are like-minded. And
100%. How long have you guys been guiding for?
I've been guiding, going on my 5th year now.
5th year?
So
it's going on 2nd year for me.
How are you liking it?
I'm loving it. I think it's definitely not for everybody, but it's different being in the industry like this compared to just being a hunt on the weekends
fun
kind of
hunt,
guy.
weekend warrior.
Exactly.
Yeah. You've been doing it for quite a while now. The laws that just got implemented or whatever, however you say that, this past year, that's got to be changing up a lot of things that are getting the fakes out of the way and kind of showing who the real guys are out there.
Yep.
What made you, and we'll do a bigger podcast as well, but what kind of made you guys jump into the guiding world? Because like you said, it's not for everybody. It becomes a job instead of just a hobby anymore.
I just like getting new people into the sport and taking them out.
Yeah, that's the same with me. It's something special about me being able to, see a young kid and his dad out there, kid's killing his first goose or,
right.
first big hunt kind of thing, even getting people out like veterans that just aren't able to do it anymore and being able to show them how we do it. And
it's a special thing.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's, you get to meet a lot of cool people, a lot of special people that...
new people damn near every single hunt,
exactly.
too.
Exactly. And it really does make it worth it because the amount of stories you get to hear and the people
I'm sure there's a ton of stories, man. I'm sure there's a ton of stories.
And having the guys come from out of state's pretty cool, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are most of your guys' clients from? Michigan, or is it...
We get a fair amount from Michigan, but this year actually, and last year too, we've had a lot from the Texas,
really?
Alabama, Arkansas area. A lot of down south guys that are coming up here for work and stuff have been wanting to come out and hunt with us, and it's been pretty cool because that's a whole different world down there compared to what we deal with. So.
Little geese compared to big geese, snow geese, whatever they are hunting down there. That's crazy.
Hunting ducks in the timber.
Yep. Yeah.
You guys got any spots like that, like little flooded timber holes and stuff?
We got
little
one or
secret
two.
hole.
Yeah, we got a couple.
We got a couple that are more or less flooded timber holes like that we hunt. That's a blast.
I've never really been into one, but man, I can only imagine there's got to be some sort of just different special to it.
Yeah.
Having them birds floating down in between the trees, and as bad as it sounds, not being able to get out.
No, I mean they really can't. It's a whole different ball game hunting like that compared to
I'm sure
pond or big water.
I'm sure. What will for you guys, ducks or geese? I'm a goose myself.
That's a hard question. I'm a big field hunter over water, so I'd probably go with geese. But if I can get ducks in a field, that's like the holy grail for me.
It's really hard to beat field mallards.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like pigeon hunting, man. Like they're so, I don't want to say they're dumb, but they're dumb out in the field. Just put some mojos out there, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
Yeah, that's the holy grail of hunting for me.
That's what I was telling a guy down the aisle from us a couple years ago. Guy was talking to me. He's like, man, you guys don't know how to kill ducks or anything. You're just out there goose hunting. I maybe told you guys about this last night. And I was like, all right, come out with us in the morning, man. And I think we shot like a 10-man, like within an hour or two, whatever it was. And it's just like, you can't beat them ducks just all over the place in the field. And I don't know. It's something special out there, honestly, with the ducks.
It is. They decoy so hard. They do it so well. And man, it's something special about it.
Do you guys ever do pigeon hunts or no?
We don't guide for pigeon hunts, but we do pigeon hunts. We do a fair share of them whenever we can get on them during the summertime, in the off season. It's a ton of fun.
And
last year, opening weekend, we ended up putting up 60 of them and some geese and stuff all in a little wheat field. And
That's
had
awesome.
a blast with it. So
that's awesome. I don't know. There's something about. I mean, even like breaking in the dogs. You guys run dogs for like.
we do here and there.
Okay.
I got 2 labs myself. We run one of my labs. One's a pup, one 4.5. So we ran her every so often, just help with water hunts and stuff like that. But
you get a lot of clients that want to bring dogs, I'm sure.
Not a ton. There's a few here and there that'll want to bring a dog along and whatnot. But
I gotcha.
A lot of the guys that we get are a lot more first-time hunters and just getting into it.
I gotcha.
Big thing we pride ourselves on is being able to teach people and show them how to hunt rather than just putting up a pile pick for them.
I mean, like I said, meeting you guys and hanging out. We probably hung out for damn near 8 hours last night just shooting shit. But, I could see that from you guys. A lot of guys just say that, and it's like, okay, I know how you actually are compared to how you guys are. You're doing it for the right reason, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that. Nice to see that, and like the giving back for the kids and the vets, and it goes a long ways.
It does. And, that's what we got. That's what Rain is founded on is, faith and family. That's a big thing that we advocate.
Now, have you guys only guided for Rain?
So far, I've only guided for Rain. This year we're doing a little bit. Actually, last year I did a little bit with Whiteout Outfitters too, doing snow geese in Missouri, and I'll be back down there for another month or so this year doing that again. And
That's
then we help out Donnie. With
Donnie
Burning
Bailey?
Sky, yep, Donnie Bailey. We're going to Kansas with him this year to try some stuff after our season's done.
He's a really good dude. I've talked to him a few times.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
Because he's north, right? You guys are west.
We're
correct?
west, yeah.
Yep.
He's a little bit. He's more northeast of us.
Okay.
So
I gotcha.
yeah, we have a good relationship with them, and we make sure to keep it that way. They kind of bounce clients to us. We do the same to them, and it ends up working out real nice. So.
That's a special thing to be able to do that, though. A lot of these guys now, and especially even just like the companies in itself, like everybody's so cutthroat and just at each other. It's just, can we all help each other out? You know what I mean? Even if you guys aren't in the same like area, they're still cutthroat about it all. It's crazy. Being the first time, is there anything at the festival here that you think they could have done better, or like for the future wise that you would want to see more of, or?
I mean, like anything, I'd really love to see some more. I'd like to see more guide companies even here. More guys advocating for the stuff we advocate for, and pushing that. Even though it's considered competition, I guess for us, it's cool to see it and see the industry growing like that.
It's good competition, though.
It is. It's all friendly competition.
Right.
You never want to have that bad blood between people.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what just happened there. Kind of cut out a little bit.
It did.
No, I look forward to. Is there anything that you would change about or want to see more of? It's hard because like with more guide services and stuff and outfitters, the time of year, right?
Yeah.
Like it's nice to see you guys here, and have Ryan let you guys come down, and instead of working, I mean, we had to wake up early again this morning. We had a pretty late night last night.
Yeah.
So it was almost like we were waking up to hunt. But, like I said, it's during season. People are making money right now.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Luckily, we're fortunate enough to have enough guys where we can split up, and a couple of us can come here, and the others can stay back and guide for the weekend.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
The team we have definitely makes things real easy on us and real nice.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you jumping on for this little quick segment, and I look forward to really breaking down. It's hard right now for me because I want to ask a bunch of questions and really get into it and stuff, but kind of just letting everybody know that you guys are here. If you guys are looking for hunts, you book right at the festival here, and you guys are right next to Last Flight at the front. And like I said, I'm looking forward to the night, and we can actually get down and dirty with it all.
Yep.
So
we're looking forward to it as well.
I appreciate you guys jumping on, and see who's on next for us. We'll see you guys. I appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back with another podcast. Today we got on Steve Moorhead, the regional director for Southeast Michigan from Ducks Unlimited, and we got our boy Glenn from GK Calls, baby. What's going on, guys?
Not much. Beautiful morning this morning. Not too hot yet, but hey, we're out and having fun.
Happy to be here. Year 25 for me.
Yeah, you've been here. You're like the OG around these parts, man. This is day 2 for us. I mean, we couldn't have asked for better weather this week. Like this weekend has been absolutely perfect. Not the bugs in the morning have been a little bit bad, but it is what it is.
It's better than some of the storms we've had come through in the past years. I've seen tents in the bay on the next day, and so I'll take this any day of the week.
100%. So, Glenn, you just said you've been here for 25 years. Steve, how long have you been coming here?
This is my 3rd year. So the first year I was here when I started with Ducks Unlimited back in 21. We did the dedication up by the office there. So that was the first year I was here.
Now, from 3 years ago till now, do you see improvements? Or?
I do. I see a lot of improvements. I think we have a few more vendors coming in. We see a lot more food trucks.
Which is always a good thing.
Which is always a great thing.
The only problem is it's like $18 for a little basket of fries, which sucks.
I know, it's terrible. But we do, and the funny thing is that we have my wife and I do a side hustle. We do the roasted almonds, pecans. So we were here last year and did them, but then my one cooker blew up, and then the other one is chopped. So I didn't get to do it this year. But yeah, food vending is that's something that's really changed in the last 5 years. But yeah, you bring your pocketbook and your credit card because it's expensive.
Especially for buying calls, right, Glenn?
That's right.
That's
right.
Yeah.
So it's either a goose duck call or a hot dog. I'm going for the call.
Yeah.
You never have enough calls.
Never have enough calls. Never, ever.
Yeah, watch out for this guy, man. He'll run you over. Old dick. For you, Glenn, what have you seen in the years? Like you said, 25 years. I mean, obviously around the COVID time, it went down big time, and Knutson's and some like Cabela's used to be here. What have you seen over the years, or what have you picked up on, like the show itself?
I mean, like anything, it changes, it evolves, it goes up and down. And when we first started with a black Suburban and a banner on the side of it, it was an interesting time because that was where when we first started, and I don't know what year, we talked about this I think a little bit on the last time I was on, but when we first started doing the show, Cabela's wasn't even built in Dundee yet.
That's crazy to think about.
I know, and
that means you're old, man.
I know. And but what was interesting is so we had for a couple of years that's what we were selling supplies, and then Cabela's came into town, and that's where kind of things changed. At least for us, is where the supply side of things got more competitive because you were competing against guys that were buying containers versus of material versus us that were buying, a small trailer load. Right. So we would walk around the show, like it became so competitive. Like we were selling Kent ammo back in the day and Final Approach blinds and all the, supply side of things. And the prices, we couldn't compete with the big box store once they started coming in. So that's where we transitioned to just the call side of things. That's really what pushed us to that, is to get rid of the supply side of things. And it was just too hard to compete, and right. It wasn't fun anymore. Like we had to keep going, you'd walk around the show just to see like competitors pricing because, a guy would come down and be like, oh, you're $5 more than this guy. And it's like,
we heard about that this morning with a couple of the vendors.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. But, so that's where we transitioned into the call thing. And, again, it's had its high years, it's had its really low years, but it's really, from what I'm seeing this year, it's really positive. Everything that I know you've been involved in, they did a great job this year. That it's a full place of vendors, and there's lots of different stuff to choose from. And like we've talked about, I think the most important thing is having the variety.
Right.
Yes, it's a waterfowl show, but
anybody can come.
Anybody can come, and we're all outdoorsmen. Like we all hunt turkey, deer, whatever it is. And I think having the deer attracting guy is cool. Having a gun guy is cool. Dog toys, we all have dogs. Like all that stuff. I think that's what's most important about the show. And we've talked about it too. I think that the only really thing that I would love to change is the date. It's a tough date, with the youth deer weekend, grouse, woodcock. It's teal and early goose is still going on. So I'd love to see the date change.
I think we're gonna have. We just had one of the big guys on here for Point Moullie, and it sounded like he's warming up to the idea of that,
awesome.
Which is great because before he wouldn't even budge.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we might see a change next year.
You're missing out on a whole different revenue on the dates wise. I mean, we talked about it before with the guide services, the outfitters that should be coming here, or the other companies that would travel, but they got to be out there hunting using their product, and you can't blame them for it.
Well, I mean, you got outfitters that aren't going to come because they're guiding. You have hunters that come because they're hunting. There's just it's a everybody waits for this time of year because we don't get that much time to hunt. You know what I mean? So you always see, yesterday morning was slow, but then all the hunters come because they hunted in the morning, and those are all local guys. But guys that are in Sanilac County aren't going to drive down here after they hunt 2 hours, because they want to go out the next day, So I think if you changed it, you could get more reach, more travelers. I think, and that's more people is the key. But I think spreading the word of now what it is, because I think a lot of people had that negative perception of it.
Well, from 3 years ago, I mean, there was 10 vendors here, it sounds like. I mean,
and it was I hate to say it, but it became somewhat of a swap meet. And nothing to anybody that was running it. It's just what it was like. And it's
you can't turn down people like that.
Exactly.
If you got nobody else.
Exactly. And it's nothing negative to what they did. I just think that evolving is key.
Oh, 100%.
Well, the nice thing too with having different vendors, they got everybody can come in and afford a $3 decoy.
Right.
I was walking around going, "Oh, I should get some of those for my boys because they're going to shoot them."
Right.
They don't shoot the ones that are alive; they shoot the ones that are sitting on the water. So for $3,
it's an easy shot.
It's easy
still.
shot. That's right. But so there's a little bit of something for everybody here. I've fishing. Like Glenn said, fishing, hunting, deer hunting, so it's a...
Yeah, Steve walked past me yesterday. He had a sack full of fishing baits. I was like, I didn't even know that guy was here.
Guy had a whole basket, and I was going through, and I said, "Oh, that's a good color. That's a good color." He goes, "Why don't you just buy the whole basket for $30?" I'm like, "Done." So I got like $300 worth of baits for $35. So.
That's what's crazy too. Even like you're going into some of these garage sale booths or whatever, however you want to call them. There's some hidden gems.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you never know. I've always been a garage sale, flea market guru.
American picker of sorts.
Picker of sorts. Yeah, it's more of my wife says it's a junk fest. Is what it is. But I love it. So and I like the beat up. It's got a story. Everything's got a story. But you never know what's going to be. Like last night I stayed for the auction last night, and I was picking up nice decoys there. Carvers from Detroit for back in the 40s for $40.
Oh wow, that's awesome!
It's like, man, any place else you'd be spending $200.
That's nuts.
So, yeah.
You said you've been with DU since 21.
As a employee since 21. I started as a volunteer in 2000 for the Lapeer chapter, and from there I was just the chairman and secretary, and kind of worked my way in there for a while as zone chairman, and then I was also the recruitment chairman for a while. And then a couple years later, I kind of got out of it for about a year or so. And then Brett Plasters, who was our regional director at the time when I was volunteering, he took a job with DU, but a higher up position, and his position came available.
Okay.
And he's like, "Hey, this is Ducks Unlimited as well as anybody else. Why don't you try this?" I'm like, "All right." So I still had a full-time job, and I still had to pay the bills and kids in school and that, but it was a good move. So I'm working from home and traveling and doing things like this is awesome.
It's one of those things that a lot of your work goes behind the scenes, and not enough people appreciate, how much DU and even just like Point Moullie or Gibraltar Duck Hunters do for like the community and just like the region, I guess. You know, it's the marshes, the planning, just everything. So, I mean, I do appreciate everything that you guys do for the habitat and allowing us to be able to do what we do.
Well, it's amazing. The more I'm with them and the more I'm employed with them, the more I learn about what, so far to date, we saved over 18 million acres of wetland habitat since 1937.
That's incredible.
That is.
And we started as being hunters. A lot of people are giving me grief about, well, you guys are nothing but a bunch of duck hunters and you're killing ducks. I said, well, we have, and that's but now we're changing our kind of look as more of a conservation kind of too, so we're not just all shooting, killing, and all that stuff.
It's pretty sad. I mean, how much land and just hunting in general is going away, and nobody's even like realizing it before it. I mean, it's going to be a point where it's like, what even just happened with everything?
I was talking to a DNR officer yesterday, and they were saying, I think Michigan used to, Michigan used to have 1 million deer hunters, and now they're down to like 580,000. Yeah. So, and those deer hunters and hunters are the ones that pay for our wetlands and all the management areas and things like that. And these officers and like DNR have had to take, I think they said, a 13% pay cut last year and a 9% the year before, and it's all because of the decline of hunters. So it's you don't realize how important it is, right? Like we take for granted the going to we call it duck bingo at Harson's or any of the managed areas, and you go out there and you hunt, and you hear someone complain about, oh, it's this, that, or there's not enough people to run it or things like that. And it's not their fault. You know what I mean? It's purely, we need to get more kids involved, and we need to build up the hunters again. I mean, that's a huge pay cut these guys are taking yearly.
Right.
And they're the ones that are supposed to have like our backs and trying to help.
Right. I mean, just, the price of fertilizer for Harson's Island, I think they said was $60,000, and that stuff's not getting any cheaper.
No.
So, in feeding into that, that's where Ducks Unlimited comes in, is they can help subsidize some of that stuff. And, what Steve does, and I think that it goes kind of unseen, is all these chapters, they're raising the money for the bigger picture, right? So, and that's where, this money's not going to someone's pocket. You know what I mean? It's that 18 million acres that were saved or whatever it was, or managed, or it's because of these independent chapters that are raising this money. It's not like it's just going to a bunch of guys making. I mean, I don't know at a dinner how many guys are just volunteers, but I would say the majority.
Well, they're all volunteers.
Oh, okay,
We are 98% volunteer driven.
I think
if it's not for the volunteers, we would not have Ducks Unlimited.
Yeah,
I think me and Alex are volunteering Thursday for a DU dinner, right down the road. I don't know if you're going to be there or not.
A Downrivers dinner.
I believe
Crystal Gardens.
Crystal Gardens. Yeah,
I'll be there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So fundraising staff is what I am. I'm the field fundraising staff, and it's all, like I said, volunteer driven. If it wasn't for the Monroe guys and the Downriver guys and it's just we wouldn't be able to do what we do. 86% of our money that we raise in that night goes right back into the ground. It doesn't pay for corporate. It doesn't pay for it's
not like everybody's jumping on their 40-foot yacht at the end of the day.
Exactly. Well, that's just 98% are volunteers, so those people aren't getting. And putting together, I know a couple of guys in our area that do these dinners. It's not an easy thing. It's I don't know how many hours they have wrapped up, but it's not like, a month out before the dinner, you're just getting stuff ready. It's a whole year of planning. It's meetings. It's time. And again, they're doing it for
us.
Yeah.
Right. They're going door to door asking for donations.
Right.
And you hear a lot more no's than you do yeses. But
it's kind of crazy at the end of the day. Like it kind of goes back to them not knowing anything about it.
Right.
I understand like the budgets of companies and stuff, but like, you're giving back. You're helping yourself out at the end of the day.
I was looking up on my phone. I had come across for every 1 acre of wetlands can filter 7.3 million gallons of water a year.
Wow.
One acre. And I have a couple of friends of mine that have farmland, and so we have a program to where if they want to use it for ducks or whatever, we can call the biologist with Ducks Unlimited, and they'll come in and they'll do a aerial scope of it, and then figure out whether they can do something. And so as long as the farmer doesn't mess with it for, I can't remember how many years it is, but they have a certain contract that they have. But a lot of my friends we get more ducks now than we ever had before. I said, well, it's because they just built a huge, apartment complex, or Kroger's just came in and then took out, so that's why you're getting more
pushing
of the ducks
birds
and
around.
the geese. Yeah, pushing birds around, and it's amazing that I think a lot of especially in like the Sebowing area, a lot of guys have said there's not a lot of birds in that area anymore. I said, well, I think a lot of that's got to do with the wind turbines.
We were just talking about that last night. We just lost 1,000 acres by us to solar panels. I think we talked about that on the podcast, I believe.
Yeah, they're trying to do that up by us too.
This is crazy, and that's what I mean. Like, it's going to be gone before we know it. It's all being just swept under the rug. Oh, it doesn't affect me now, but it will. I promise you that.
Yeah, and from a landowner farmer standpoint, I guess I'm against it, but I can see it from both sides. Like, I know up in the Thumb area, there's an area where good friends with someone who's advocating against it, which I'm all for it, but he had to have 2 officers with him at the town hall meeting because there's farmers that want it so bad. They want to put their land into it because of the money.
Oh yeah, the money. Yeah.
And so I can, if it takes care of your family, I can see that. But again, I think the bigger, but the bigger picture, I think it's not a good thing.
We just had one. Well, a few years ago, we had one put one in Lapeer behind our subdivision there, and it just changed the whole dynamics. Now we got all the deer in our yard, which is great. I love the deer in my yard, but
you're getting yelled at
where are they going to go?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, my wife's yelling because they're eating all the flowers, and then the geese and the ducks are not moving. We used to see them come over the top of the house all the time. So then last year, I bought a place up in Gladwin, and last year they wanted to put a solar panel field across from our association, but they wanted to run all the lines through the natural swamp that was part of what we own. And first thing I did was I got on there and I announced that I was with Ducks Unlimited, and the guy's like, oh, crap. That's what he said. I'm like, well, so they voted no, 100% no, we're not doing it because it's not gonna. You don't know what is leaching into the ground as far as the cables and the solar panels. And 'cause I remember when I had a reporter interview me when the Lapeer field came in, and he goes, it's really not that bad. It's only just a certain, it's just as much radiation off your cell phone as each panel. I said, each panel, the 9-foot panel, or each panel that's inside that 9-foot panel. And then he's like, oh, I never thought about that. I said, yeah, just think about that, and it's just.
They're going to try to simplify it to make it not
so
bad.
Make it not so
I mean,
bad,
that's the,
so bad, yeah.
clickbait, right? Like they just, you.
It's a fine print underneath.
Exactly.
That's super tiny.
Right.
That's what
exactly.
it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
We just need to stand our grounds and say, hey, this isn't going to happen.
100%.
We gotta just stick together. And I was talking to the grouse guys at Woods and Water last week.
Oh yeah.
And he walked up to me. He goes, in the past years we've always been against each other. We always hated the ducks because you guys did so well and we didn't do as good as what you guys do. I said, yeah, but we're all doing this. He goes, we just all realize that we're all doing the same thing. Why can't we just all combine all of our efforts instead of trying to be
cutting each other's throats.
Throats, right? Yeah.
It's just like the whole industry. I mean, we've talked about that plenty of times. Everybody is out here for the same reason,
right?
And nobody has to be butting heads all
There's
the time.
enough pieces of the pie.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, there's enough. Yeah, there's enough water around us where we all can get a little bit of the action.
Right.
We just got to keep getting more water.
Yep.
I know you talked about the dates being changed, but is there anything else about even just like the festival itself that you guys would like to see more of, like in the future wise?
I mean, I think they did a good job this year. I saw a lot more presence on social media, the signage on the, on the roads. I saw banners and things. I think they did a great job. I think that now, being Sunday, the festival's almost over. I think the goal is number one, go around to talk to or contact all the vendors this week.
They do have I got one in the
okay,
booth.
sheet. Yep. And I think that, getting those suggestions, see if they'll be back next year. And then now use that social media platform that you've helped build to show what it was this year,
right.
And show, is it aerial footage and show like it's a full show. It's not a garage sale,
right.
And show that there was, and then they did a good job of that. They were like spotlighting vendors all week, and
took a tumble over there.
They were spotlighting vendors all week and showing who was going to be here, but I think that has to continue. You know, like you can't let that fall until, you know, don't wait 6 months. I think that
it's got to start tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow, and I think you stay on it and show and because again, it's building confidence back in the customers who, you know, I saw many customers last weekend at Woods and Water that said, hey, are you guys going to be at Point Moullie? And we were like, yeah. And they're like, we'll never go to that show again. Unfortunately, that's how they feel because they had bad experiences. Right. But I think they did a great job this year. And I think that that's what, you know, we'll definitely spread the word that, hey, it's not what, you know, you guys think anymore. And they did a really good job. And I think that's building that confidence. And I think that hopefully we see that in the following years to come is that keep it the way it is, keep getting better yourself, but also spreading the word that, you know, it's good to come, you know, it's worth it.
It takes a team. It can't be just one guy. Like you said, like with your following, our following. I mean, it takes everybody to kind of just push forward.
Well, this is, I mean, I think that's the best thing about these podcasts too. You know, it's a great platform to, you know, we already talked about DU and understanding, you know, where the money goes. Right. And I mean, that's a bigger, we probably could talk for 3 hours on that, but.
So I'm nervous on the big podcast I do with you, Steve, because I feel like we might be here.
Yeah, we might need a spreadsheet on that one. Right. But I think it's a good thing to, you know, even the, you know, the DNR thing. Like, I didn't know that until yesterday that these guys are taking a 13% pay cut in today's when strawberries are, you know, $7. Like, it's crazy. Like, that's a lot of money for a family to take a hit on, you know, and
can't afford anything, man.
No, and 13, and not only 13%. That's this year, the 9% the year before. So that adds up, man. Like that's tough.
It's almost just volunteering at that point.
Yeah,
basically.
Right.
Officer.
You can't support a family like that, you know. And then who wants to take that job, right? When they, you
especially nowadays,
right? I mean. With that pay, you know what I mean? For such a, you know, it's not an easy job for what these guys do, you know?
It's just a vicious cycle because they try to make up for it with the, you know, your tags. You know, that one, what, $14? I think your state tag when you want to go to the state parks for your license plates. Yep. And then you go to the state campground, which used to be cheap. I remember as a kid, it used to be $5 a night to stay at a campground. It was basic, but now it's, I don't know what it is now, but you know, like
$5 for 5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it's gone. It's like tripled, you know, and then nobody wants to camp anymore at those campgrounds because they can't maintain them because they don't have the staff,
right?
You know, so it's just a big
pyramid scheme almost.
Yeah. So, it's we got one thing we need to do is get out there more as hunters. Our kids need to get out there more. We just need to try to promote that, you know. And both my boys, you know, they used to, but now they get into the video games and they do all the. Whichever, you know, it's like, man, we just got to somehow get a big screen out there.
Yeah.
It'll click for them.
It's one of these days, you know, but they've always been with me doing Ducks Unlimited. Jake was just born. Alex was born in 2003. So I was tagging those kids along. When I got this job, they're like, oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, so, but we need to be more of the younger hunters need to get out there, just experience being outside. You don't have to shoot anything.
Right.
Just being out there.
Just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it out there. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you guys both being on here.
Well, thanks
Steve,
for having
I'm going to get you on here soon, but I'm going to make sure that I got some food in me because, like I said, it might be a long one. So I appreciate both you guys and
appreciate
see
you.
who
Thank
else
you.
is on here shortly.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And we're back. I'm by myself solo with Dakota from Gator Decoys. What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot.
I know.
Yeah, enjoying the show up here.
Day 2 at the show. Your first time up here, man. It's always even just nice to see you. What's your thoughts on the show? You having a good time at least? I know it's over. You guys are down the road from us a little bit. Seems like quite a few people are here. I'm glad to see more coming through. I know you weren't here like prior years to see when it was at the low point.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts though?
Yeah, it definitely exceeded my expectations with the people here, and there were definitely more vendors than I thought would be here. So it's a pretty nice show. I definitely see the potential and where it can go for sure.
Like you said, I mean, it's got the spots.
Yep.
There's just some small things that they need to adjust, it seems like.
Yeah. I think if they tweak a couple things, it would be a really nice show for everyone.
Yeah. What's your thoughts? Because a lot of the guys that are coming on here too, it's all about the date changing. Because a lot of the guys are talking about, you know, before season and getting some vendors here before the season. What's your thoughts on that?
So I've heard it both ways. I just talked to a guy who said that he enjoyed it more when it was over the youth waterfowl weekend, really because dads and their kids would be out hunting and then they would just stop by the show afterward. So that was one side, and then the other was, typically what a lot of guys are saying is if it's earlier, you're going to get more people because they're not busy, they're not out. And I could see it both ways. Obviously, earlier, you have a lot more expos. I mean, you have the Bay City, Wisconsin. Those are in August. So
I think we're going to that one actually this upcoming year.
Are you?
The Oshkosh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think we'll be there this year. It'll be my first time there. I think Fonzie has gone there previously when he was living over there. But how is that over there?
It's our best show.
Really?
Yep. It's a one-dayer, but now it's a two-dayer. It's a Friday, Saturday. But the people that show up, like if you go look out before 8 o'clock in the morning, there is a line
out the door.
You can't even get in. You can't even see the end of the line. There's so many people waiting. Yeah. And there's a lot of vendors. A lot of big companies show up. And honestly, people are there specifically to buy things. So they're not haggling. They're not asking tons of questions. They're there specifically to buy gear.
You'll get that here.
Yeah.
About the guy with I seen while I was at the booth, and the guy's like, put a bluebill on there. It's like, no one said you can't put a bluebill on there, man. You put whatever you want on there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's for us, like here, the locals and just to talking to people. Like, I don't care. I mean, I do care because of money-wise, but, like, I don't care if we sell much of our merchandise or just to be able to talk to everybody and, I don't know, be involved, I guess. It's always a different experience being behind the booth compared to being the ones walking around.
Sure. Yeah, and that was another thing that coming to these events really does. You get a network with people that you don't typically see every day.
Right.
You get to talk to people, pick people's brains. You meet people like Joe. He was the guy that I met at my booth. He stopped by, and he's been working Point Moullie for 40-some years.
Right.
And he was telling me about the heritage and how he started duck hunting and layout hunting. And it was really nice just to kind of talk with those people.
Have you been able to walk around much at all?
I walked around a few times, yeah.
Did you go up to like the decoy tent up there?
I didn't get to go through there.
You should. And I'll actually go up there with you if you want to, because I told the guy I was going to go up there and buy some stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And the whole heritage thing, like you're talking about the history behind it all, like that tent says it all right there. I mean, just, I don't know, I'm a fanboy, I guess you want to say, for like the decoys and like just the stories that those things could tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, he was telling me a story of his name. They called him, what was it, Decoy Killer. And
blasting the decoys.
Yeah, I said, I can only imagine how you got that nickname. And he said, I blew up a decoy.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're easier to hit than a flying bird. So I can't blame them for that.
Yeah.
Easier to clean.
Oh, yeah.
So you're good to go. It's a win-win situation right there.
A little more expensive, but
that's true. Well, that's why you buy the foam filled.
Yeah.
So you're all set. And possibly, well, maybe I won't say nothing yet, but possibly something down the road for you guys.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, like with everything that you guys are doing, I mean, I know you guys got new stuff coming out all the time, whether it's for the poles, the extension poles that you guys run, attachments for it, or, I don't know what the whole pipeline is looking like still for you guys, but I'm still looking forward to seeing that product we talked about.
Yeah, honestly, these are just a stepping stone and the entry point into the waterfowl business. I have a vision and a dream for this company, and this is just the start. We have poles and all our attachments, decoys. I have a list a mile long of new things that I have laid out that we're going to come out with. I mean,
it's a process.
Yeah.
That's what it really is. It comes down, I mean, it's just the time. I mean, people don't realize how much time and effort it goes into all this kind of stuff, and it's a lot.
Yeah, time, effort. It's very expensive. There's a lot of working parts, especially with, honestly, getting people to get on board with what you have. And it has been a problem, but it's really turned around this year. So we've had.
That's good. I mean, even just the growth since I've got to know you guys. I mean, the growth that you guys, and just, I mean, everything. Just the growth of it all. It's nice to see for you guys.
Yeah. It's been a
journey, been a ride.
Yeah. It's been surprising. being in business in the waterfowl industry is definitely it's had its surprises, but it's been encouraging. It's been nice to see the support that you have, like at the expos over the years since I've started. It's to see people come back year after year and repurchase and tell you how much they enjoy what you have.
Right.
Really solidifies what you're doing and why you're doing it, and that you have something that people want and that they're really willing to pay for it.
That's like it kind of goes back. We went to Woods and Water Show last weekend, which would be a really good show for you guys as well. It's a whole. It's not really. It's a little bit of everything, right? Like we were there for a little while. Me and Alex were, and then I think there was GK, a couple other other companies that were there. But it's all turkey, waterfowl, deer. They got side by sides, everything there. I think there's probably 300 plus vendors. I mean, it's pretty big.
Nice.
I don't even know where I was going. I'm looking at all the stuff going around right now, but just being out there, meeting everybody. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's something special. What's your thoughts on next year? You guys coming back? Hopefully.
We were actually. I was talking to my wife about it, and there's two different outlooks on it. Like this year obviously wasn't like any other expo, right. So you have to look at it as I'm here to support the heritage. I'm here to support you guys,
right.
the
Which
other
I greatly appreciate it,
and and try to build this back up. There's like I said, there's a ton of potential here, and I know that there can be a huge, really nice expo here. And it's in a short future for sure.
Right. I think it's just, we're taking these steps. I mean, I told you like 3 years ago, it was like maybe 10 vendors here the whole time. So to see where it's at now, and I think there was 5,000 plus people that came through the gates yesterday.
Yeah.
It's important, especially with it being like home, you know what I mean? Just to kind of bring it all back and give back. I guess, there's a lot of stuff that people don't realize and they don't see behind the scenes and the setup, and it takes people like you and the vendors to show up, and, just because somebody doesn't do good, or it's still exposure for yourself, and people don't realize this, especially with the free booth. You get a free booth, and it's free advertisement at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of the way we looked at it, too, that that to be here, it was all the people that passed. It's just free advertising, handing out business cards, and, you start to create a foundation up here in Michigan with people they know your name, they hear your story, and you start to develop a rapport with people, and they
people that you never even would have thought of like reaching out to or getting to know. You know what I mean? And again, like even just the stories that you would hear here, like about here, like you never even would have thought about it. And I don't know, it's pretty cool. If there was one thing that you would be able to change or hope for the future for this festival, what would that be?
One thing specifically,
or multiple, whatever you got.
I would say if you keep doing what you're doing, you're on the right track. Really making this into it really depends. Are you looking to make this an expo, or do you still want to keep it like a festival style?
Well, that's a good question. Personally, for me, which I mean, I'm getting involved more with like the community and giving back and stuff. For me, I'd like to see more vendors and stuff, like just more vendors, more bigger name people come in and want to make people come. Like there's a lot of those previous years that people looked at it and they're like, well, we're never coming back to that anymore. And you can't complain about it being bad if you're not going to keep like helping out with it all, So it's one of those things where you just got to trust the process at the same time, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday, to be a part of the build up stage. I don't know, it's something special. And that would be for any show, not just because it's in my backyard, it's any show.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would like I said, to see more vendors, bigger names, more of a crowd. Because they used to have like Knutson's here, they used to have like Cabela's here, they used to have like regional calling competition. Like it was huge, This was the place. So to get it back to that point, it'd be something special.
Yeah. I would say if you want to look at it more as an expo or to have professional vendors and companies in here, then to really reach out to keep pushing this. Advertising is another big one. Like I really didn't see much on Facebook until a couple weeks out. Even Instagram, and I know guys were tagging stuff, but there's definitely a professional approach with advertising and strategically placing your advertisements to get people to come in and have something that benefits the vendors that come here. You know, if like we talked earlier, if you get away from free booths and people pay for stuff, then you kind of get away from those garage sale style booths and you start bringing in professional people. It costs money, but it's money that gets put back into Point Moullie and where they can spend on advertising and whatnot. So there's a couple things. I think a calling contest would be great if they did a goose calling competition. I was talking to Matt Hicks about that earlier. Mm-hmm. He said that would be a really nice addition. Have a prize for that, whether it's a cash prize or whatever, and you draw in some big names. If you give people something to attract them here, that also helps develop a bigger crowd and people that want to support and keep growing this.
I mean, in a sense, I do understand the whole free booth situation, just to try to keep building it back up, and it's going to hit a point at some time, hopefully near in the future, that you're going to have to bring it back to where you're paying for the booths, which is fine, because like you said, you're doing it for the right reasons. Mm-hmm. But on the build-up stages of it all, just for people to come, I mean, that's big in itself, you know.
Sure.
So I don't know. I appreciate you guys coming.
Yeah.
I hope you guys had a good time. It's a thing for us too. I'm gonna start trying to build more of like a hangout, get together even after the fact. I mean, get all the vendors together. I mean, and talk, and you know, I got plans, I guess, to help out with this thing, to make people want to come every year. Just gonna take time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's a great idea. Get a hold of all the guys that are here and ask them their opinions. Even other expos that are going around, talk to the companies that kind of what they do, pick their brains, and you're really just supporting the whole waterfowl industry, so there's no bad blood or competition.
Right. We're all here for the same reason at the end of the day. So
yeah.
I appreciate it, Dakota. And like I said, I hopefully see you. Well, I know I'm going to be talking to you probably soon, probably during this waterfowl season, have you guys up a couple times. But hopefully even you guys coming back next year.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd definitely come back for sure.
I will say one last thing, even though I was about to end it. The biggest thing is just people helping out. You have all these guys that, and I'm not saying it towards like you, but just in general, like around here, they want to complain about this not getting done in the managed units or that getting done. Well, you can volunteer, show up to the meetings to voice your opinion whenever, so that we need people to actually show up.
Sure.
And tell, you know, so it's one of those things where it takes a bigger.
There's a lot of moving parts.
Yes. Thank you for clearing that up, because I would have been stuttering for about 10 minutes there.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it, man, and I'll see who's on next. See ya. And we're back. Here we have Brandon. I don't know why I just said Brander. What's going on, man?
Nothing, man. I'm tired from last night.
Are you tired or?
Tired.
Oh, okay. I got you. I thought it was something else, man. It's day 2 here at the festival. Been trying to get you on to do a full segment for the podcast for a while, but with your schedule and filming now,
it's pretty wild.
It's getting crazy.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see it, man. I'm real happy. You Green Wing Custom Calls.
Yep.
How long you been doing that for?
Since 2015.
And obviously it's like blowing up.
Yep.
First video I seen of him was it was Dakota. I thought it was Jace Robertson in Michigan for whatever reason, tuning the call.
I think a lot of people thought I was Jace Robertson.
Well, you had the music behind it and everything, though.
No.
That was the problem. It wasn't a problem, obviously, because it blew up. I feel like just the company in itself blew up off of that.
Yeah.
You know, the calls. And what kind of calls do you do?
I make like custom companion calls. That's kind of what I'm known for.
So you do like the dogs and everything, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Mix the dog's ashes in the barrel, and
here's Rain just screwing the whole thing up, man.
Oh, dude.
What the heck? Well, it's not live or anything, man.
He's gonna try to run it forward. Oh. Hold on here.
No technical difficulties here.
Let me find it for you. Hold on.
You're all good, man. You're all good. There's one call right there. It sounds like right. Okay, so that's good. The hoodies itself, have been a big hit for you.
Yeah. I
Like,
think that's
show me your
what-
cans. What else you got?
That's what draws a lot of people, I think, to this, like, at these shows, draws a lot of people in to buy calls.
100%.
Like,
100%.
they see, like, every person that walks past has been, like, pointing at it, and then they end up looping back around and
Yeah.
buying one. It's like, marshmallows, show me your cans.
It's so tough though because it's such a back and forth market. I feel like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, obviously those are awesome hoodies, but then you get those other guys who are like, why would you even do that? You know, so it's like it's such a weird thing. But no,
I used to kind of care about that, and then
you just got to do what you got to do.
You just gotta
man.
do it.
Exactly.
You got to not worry about what people think, really.
Right.
You know.
I mean, it's your company. It's not theirs.
Right.
You know what I mean? How long you been coming to the festival? This is your second year?
This is my second year at Point Moullie.
What do you think this year compared to the first year?
This
that you
year, 100 times better.
Night and day difference.
Yeah. It seemed
Seems like go ahead.
Like 2 years ago, what was it, like 20 vendors here, if that?
Yeah, I wasn't even able to actually come to that one for some reason. But yeah, from what I heard, maybe 15 vendors, and that's it. And they say the COVID but I don't know. It's nice to see it picking back up and having like you guys here and some other companies that maybe never even came here, and to kind of be the core, the foundation of the growth with it all.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to see it all pick back up. And
Well, this used to be like a huge show back in the day, didn't it?
yeah, like Cabela's was here, Knutson's was here. I mean, like they had the regional duck or goose calling. I think it was duck as well, but like it would be the place to be.
Right.
It's like I said, I think there was 5,000 people that flowed through the door just yesterday alone.
Really?
It's spread out, which is nice. Don't get me wrong. And like last year, it was our first time here, and just being so close to home, it's nice to kind of see it build back up.
Right.
And the biggest thing is like having you guys here and some other call companies and us here, Gator Decoys, everybody just showing people they should be here. You know what I mean? If there was one thing you could change about the show for next year, what would be your opinion?
Probably maybe some Starlink or Wi-Fi for the vendors.
That'd be nice. That would be real nice. That's the hardest part.
I think that's the only thing missing with a lot of these shows is like people can't take payment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know like it took me 10 minutes to take somebody's card over there because I didn't have service.
Right. That's what sucks. And it's not like you can just give a call out and hope they pay.
Right.
And what about like the vendors? What would you like to see more of? Or would you kind of just let it keep rolling the way it is?
Yeah, I'd kind of just let it keep rolling.
It's kind of crazy too. Like even here, like Bay City Waterfowl Festival, it's a solid show, but it's like one road.
Right.
Here, I don't know, man. I almost would put it up against it because it's all over the place.
I like the setup here better than Bay City.
Do you?
Minus all the gnats.
Yeah, dude, the gnats have been horrible.
I know.
Especially first
my
thing in the
apparel
morning.
over there is covered.
We had an orange one up on the hanger the other day or yesterday.
Yeah.
Black by the end of the day. It was horrendous, dude.
Some lady over there didn't come back
Really?
today because all of her stuff was just trashed from gnats.
Was it this one on the corner here?
No, she was over there.
Okay, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I would personally like to see the dates change before season.
Right.
Because I'd like to be hunting right now and stuff. I mean, I know it's hot and all, but I'd rather be out there trying to hunt anyway.
Right.
But nothing else that you could think of that you would really change?
Not really.
That's good to hear then. That's good. Are you planning on coming back next year?
Yeah.
That's
I'll be
good.
here.
That's good. We need to set up a date soon for you to jump on or come in again, come down here. We'll set up a hunt or something now that the season's going to actually sit down because there's a lot of topics with the filming. I mean, you filmed for some big guys this past year.
Yep.
The calls itself. I mean, just
the filming definitely put the calls at a halt for
I can imagine.
about 8 months.
I mean, you were out there in Kansas last year, right?
Yep.
Just got back from Montana, or was it Wyoming?
Idaho.
Idaho. I was way off. That's got to be kind of a whole new
Yeah, that guy just hit me up out of the blue, and it actually was a client I met in Kansas when I was working there.
Oh, really?
And he reached out to someone else that he knew in California and got me that gig.
No kidding.
For filming that elk hunt.
It's pretty crazy how it all kind of just flows
Everything just,
together.
it just blends together. It's like
it's pretty like even like with this like the podcast and like us with like running like the GK booth with Glenn and meeting you through the industry, and I mean, just everybody. It's kind of crazy how it's just one, like it from the outside perspective, it's like, oh, I'm not good enough, but I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't even know how to say it, but okay.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah. It's nuts. Even with you, with the country singers that you've met in the past, gave calls to, I mean, that's all, I don't know, insane.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to get you on for a short little clip.
Yeah.
And hopefully get you down for a hunt this year and plan something out, whether you're in the studio or...
Right. Get actual good podcast in.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice that you actually get to see it, and it wasn't like somebody's dark basement that you're walking down the stairs and we're going to record something. It's actual, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's good for you to be down here, and I'm happy you are here.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you coming on, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thank you, man.